We keep repeating almost like a modern mantra the phrase, "I don't have time." We use these words to justify abandoned projects, postponed dreams, conversations that never happen, unread books, forgotten prayers. The expression has become a socially accepted alibi for the silent neglect of our own desires and responsibilities. However, if we look honestly, we will realize that we are not lacking time. What we lack is attention, focus, presence. The uncomfortable truth is that most people are not out of time. They are overwhelmed by distractions. We have never had so many resources to make life easier, yet we have never been so busy, so anxious, so lost in tasks that seem urgent but are almost never important. Social media, apps, constant messages, endless videos, invitations to do more and more, all of this screams for our attention. Gradually, we forget to pay attention to what truly matters. In the name of connectivity, we disconnect from ourselves, from who we are, what we want, and why we started certain journeys. The world offers us distractions as consolation. They numb us, momentarily relieving us of the weight of a life that demands effort, choices, and discipline. It's easier to get lost in notifications than to commit to a goal. It's more comfortable to follow the lives of others than to build our own. Thus, we spend hours connected to everything but our own truth. We want time, but we don't realize how much of our day is being surrendered to small escapes disguised as busyness. Time is not the enemy. It is neutral. The way you use it determines whether it will be your ally or your tormentor. You are not living too few days. You are simply allowing each minute to be diluted in distractions that do not add, elevate, or build. The saddest part is that many of these distractions have been normalized. We call it rest, killing time, or unplugging for a while. But the problem is that we are not just resting. We are drifting away from our deepest purposes. Distraction is escape. Escape from silence, introspection, and the responsibility to grow. We flee from the pain that every process of transformation carries. We flee from boredom, which could teach us about creativity. We flee from discipline, which requires sacrifice. And in this daily escape, we trade the essential for the immediate, the lasting for the superficial, the transformative for mere entertainment. We live as if time were infinite, wasting it on empty repetitions, on commitments we did not consciously choose, on automated routines that do not nourish the soul. We become experts at filling spaces but inexperienced in giving meaning to them. Productivity has become synonymous with value, and being busy has turned into a badge of honor, even when what we do leads us nowhere. But it is possible to break this cycle. It starts with small daily decisions, silencing notifications, turning off the screen, taking a deep breath, prioritizing what is essential. It starts with understanding that true rest is not escape, but reconnection. That full presence transforms even the simplest tasks into meaningful experiences. The time, when used with intention, becomes fertile ground for growing roots and creating meaning. We do not need more hours in the day. We need more clarity in our hearts. When we stop running without direction and start walking with purpose, time ceases to be a tyrant and becomes a witness to our transformation. Choose with courage. Prioritize wisely. Live with presence. Because the time you say you don't have is often being handed over, minute by minute, to everything that leads you nowhere. It's not about doing more. It's not about toxic productivity or living in a perpetual race against time. It's about doing what makes sense. It's about being whole where you truly need to be, because life does not demand a quantity of tasks. It demands coherence. Being coherent is dedicating true attention to what you say is important. If you say you love, you need to dedicate time, presence, and care. If you say you have a calling, you need to commit genuinely. If you say you want to grow, you need to be willing to make difficult and often uncomfortable choices. Otherwise, they are just empty words, and words do not build a life, actions do. We now live in a culture that celebrates busyness as a synonym for value, where multitasking is idolized as if we were superhumans capable of handling everything. The illusion of multitasking deceives us. We believe we can do everything at once, but deep down, we are just wearing ourselves out, jumping superficially from one task to another without the depth life requires. This way of living comes at too high a cost. We fail to live the present truthfully. We are always rushing, always busy, but almost never truly present. The mind wanders to other tabs, other screens, other thoughts. It's as if we are living in pieces, fragmented and scattered, distant from ourselves and the people around us. The central question is not how much time you have, but what you choose to do with it. The excuse of lacking time is comfortable. It exempts us from the responsibility to change, to take control of our lives. But deep down, we all know that time is a matter of priority. We always find time for what truly matters, even if it means giving up other things. The real question is, do you have the courage to face what you are truly prioritizing? Because the truth is that you are prioritizing something. It may be your phone, constant comparison, easy distractions, the fear of failing, or even the fear of succeeding. You may be prioritizing the comfort of the familiar, the security of stagnation, the fear of taking risks, or facing internal emptiness. But this comfort is costing too much. Your peace, your evolution, your authenticity, the fullness of your life. The time you say you don't have is being given away day after day to what does not deserve so much of you, while what truly matters is forgotten in the shadows. The good news, however, is that there is still time. You are not late to live with intention. It is never too late to find your center and choose a path aligned with your truth. Everything can start today, at this very moment, with a simple choice: to notice where your attention is. For your life is guided by exactly that, by the direction of your gaze, by the energy you dedicate, by the presence you offer in every moment. When you become aware of this, you begin to realize the power of saying no to the noise and yes to the essential. Silence the noise, slow down the frantic pace. Look within yourself. Ask yourself sincerely, what am I missing while I'm distracted? Perhaps you are missing the now, the only moment you truly have, missing the chance to build something beautiful, to live with purpose, to touch the life of someone in need, to reconnect with your essence, with God, or with what gives meaning to your existence. Perhaps your lack of time is not a clock problem, but a lack of clear direction. The life you desire begins with the choice to be present, with the courage to prioritize what matters, even when it is difficult, with the genuine commitment to the things that make your heart vibrate. Remember, living is not about accumulating tasks, but about building meaning. It is about being whole, loving deeply, walking with purpose. And this does not depend on how much you do, but on how much you do with awareness, truth, and passion. Life does not wait. Days are passing. And what you most want to accomplish will not happen by itself. It requires your attention, your energy, your daily fidelity. The world may continue to offer distractions, and it will, but you have the power to choose. And by choosing, you free yourself. You don't need more hours in your day. You need more awareness, because when you pay attention to what matters, time organizes itself around you. Life aligns. What once seemed impossible becomes viable. Everything begins to flow, not because you did more, but because you stopped being distracted by what is not worth it. The phrase, "I don't have time," loses its meaning when you rediscover the strength of living with intention. So, the next time you feel that time is not enough, ask yourself, am I really present? Or am I just too distracted from what matters most?